help you create a market research report. Initially, I thought I would be able to get you a list of leads, but they don't offer it anymore here without paying for it. So unfortunately, that's not possible. But I will go through the process of creating a list. The name of the company is called InfoUSA, infousa.com. You've got to sign in to get to be able to see the market research report. So you want to go ahead and register an account with them. It's free to do. Then you come over here. Once you click on InfoUSA, you click on Business List, and then click on Build a Business List, which brings you to this query setup here. These tabs right up here are the ones we'll ultimately go through. It's a little bit of a wizard that'll walk you through. You can select you can search for an industry from a list based upon SIC codes or NAICS codes. Here's a list of industries. This is based upon SIC codes that you can click on to look at, or you can go up here and just search and just say landscaping services. Let's say, for example, click search, and boom, everything about landscaping services comes up and it displays the SIC codes. I'll show you why that's important in a second. So here you can see all of these different landscaping types of businesses, and you can go ahead and select them all if you want to. My recommendation is not to do that. I would look carefully through the list because you end up getting stuff that you probably don't care about. But let's just go ahead and grab these just to start off with. You got landscape services, you've got hydro mulching, hydro seeding, uh, rototilling. I don't think rototilling is the one. Lawn and grounds maintenance, sod and sodding services, seeding and fertilizing contractors, and you can go down to the list. It's just there's a bunch of things here, and then um, you can add to this list. You can go ahead and update the count based upon the criteria, and it will now come back with a list of 80,000 leads out of the 9 million that were there before, based upon this criteria. And you see where they're listed over here on the right. You can go make another search for something else. Let's say, for example, let's say you were also interested in roofing contractors. And I'm not saying that you are, but let's just say you did want to do that. You could search here, a secondary search, and boom, I'm going to add, you can look at roofing contractors and maybe here's some other guys that you're interested in too that are kind of related. But for the moment of this search, we're not going to select them. We're just going to stick with the ones we went with over here. And I'm going to go ahead and click continue. The next thing goes from taking it nationally at all businesses down to some level of geography. I'm going to go ahead and choose the whole state of Idaho because I'll show you in the market research report how you'll be able to see the information broken down by counties and others. But similarly, you could also go down by counties if you wanted to. So we'll just be able to select Idaho at this point. See where I added it here. It was over here. Clicked add, and it's over there. I'm going to click continue. The next thing is the size of the business. The presumption is that you want all businesses of all sizes, but you probably want businesses that at least have 10 employees. And so we'll go ahead and click on businesses that meet this criteria. You can also set up other criteria as well. You can say the exact number of employees. You can go on sales volume of some range, square footage of the business, and business expense. You can go to fleet size if there's some number of vehicles, because that's relevant to you. So anyway, we're just going to stick with the number of employees for now. As you can see, we're now down to 511 leads based upon the geography, and then by choosing the size of the business, we now have 112 leads. So I'm not going to take any more, although you could, continue to select based upon their credit rating and location information and so on, but we're not going to do anything with that right now. All we're going to do is just continue, and then we'll be left with our review criteria of 112 leads for the state of Idaho that fit into these SIC codes, right? So we got landscaping service, hydro mulching, hydro seeding, lawn and grounds maintenance, sod and sodding services, seeding and fertilizing services. And at any given time, I could come in here and click on this. Let's say I want to get rid of hydro seeding, so I'm going to remove that criteria. And it, only took one lead away if you see it up there. So the next one we just keep on continuing, and that's going to give us a price. Now, it's going to come back with a price because they're in the business of selling lists, but we're not going to focus on this right now. We don't care about that. But what we do care about is, and what I used to be able to do is be able to select fewer leads and actually see all these leads, and then be able to go ahead and select and print those off or copy and paste them into an Excel spreadsheet. I can't do that anymore, apparently, because they've changed their rules. Anyways, you can click I want fewer leads, but it'll just select random from the list. It's not based upon the total list. However, we are interested in something called a market research report. And the market research report is interesting because it'll help us break down the leads by their some criteria. And so this gives you an idea of what kind of criteria we can select. So I'm going to choose a crosstab report with the 6-digit SIC code. Oh yeah, it only lets me choose this. Okay, so so the first thing we'll do is we'll select all the leads by county. And then we'll also look at down here, here's where I can pick this. So now down here I'll choose this 6-digit SIC code. And then I'm also going to send you a report. So this is Sean. Let's see what your email is. Anyway, I'll do it in a minute, just so I've got this already preset for me, so it doesn't take too much of the video here. So I've already got me. I'm click on protonmail.com, and I'm going to go ahead and send the report. Oh, got to name the report. It's reminding me up here. I'm just going to say Idaho Landscapers. Okay, and so I'm going to go ahead and send the report, and then it's going to send it to my Proton Mail. And then sure enough, I come over here to my Proton Mail, and it turns it around pretty quick. So by the time I've recycled this, oops, I made another landscape report a minute ago, but it's not the one that I just created. So we're going to do this again. Usually takes a minute. Okay, still waiting. There we are. So now this is my new report. Remember, Idaho Landscapers. Here we're going to go visit or view the market research report. I'm going to click right here. And what you're going to see here, and this is something that you can, I think you can see all here. And what you can do is you can, unfortunately, they don't make it easy to copy. So you can copy this into, let's say, an Excel file. New. See my weight log there, and I'm going to edit, paste. Okay. Okay, this didn't turn out so great. All right. Okie dokie. Gonna have to manipulate this a little bit, so I'm gonna come down here and this. So this is the totals right here. Anyway, now I've got a list of all of the them by county and by business type, and so this now is my list of So here we can see this is by county: sod and seeding services, landscape contractors, lawn and ground maintenance, seeding and fertilizers, and total. So you can see by county and by SIC code the number of businesses. And so Ada County, for example, has 31. Bannock has 8. Blaine County, which is where Sun Valley's at, has 12. Kootenai, which is up north, where Coeur d'Alene is 11. Total of all these different categories for a total of 111 different different leads, and then you can see it here, cross tab by the SIC codes that are above. Anyway, this gives you a quick analysis of how many companies may fit your criteria. My only recommendation is these are decent numbers to give you kind of like a guesstimate. The problem is some of these, you'll notice if you were actually able to look at the actual leads list, you probably see a few duplicates here and there. So so what we're going to do too, I'm going to come back here and I'm going to go back to my list. It's going to take me back to my report, and I'm going to start over again. I'm going to change my criteria to types of businesses here. We're going to delete all these criteria, and you'll see that location, size of business, we like that criteria, at least 10 employees. And let's say we want to go up a little bit to all 20 employees. This lets you know that companies of all types in Idaho, there's about 6,000 different businesses in Idaho, because the criteria that's still here is Idaho, and these are the size of the businesses. Another thing that you can do here is, let's say you had another search that you wanted to do, and you said, okay, I'm interested in, let's say, all business services, and you wanted to start looking through, different types of businesses that might meet your criteria. So let's say, contractors, construction. So let's say you were interested in all contractors. Let's say they were also potential users of your product, and then you wanted to update the count based upon that criteria. You see 489 leads in the state of Idaho that have over 20 employees and meet your criteria. And so this could be a different list that you go ahead and create. And again, you come through here. You've already selected the state of Idaho. We're okay with that. We don't want any other selections, but now we want to do another market research report based upon this. And you can see you got to go all the way, continue through all the assumptions, keep going until it presents a price. Once it presents a price, then you can run another market research report. And again, we've got a lot more leads there. And so these are just all contractors, building contractors in the state of Idaho. And again, going back to our analysis before, we wanted to see that by county, and then we also wanted to see it by the, let's say the 4-digit code. And then I'm going to go ahead and send this report to myself. Continue. I'm going to go back over here. It's going to take a minute. The bigger the list, the more time it takes. So we need to give it another minute. Here we are. Building contractors. And now we can go click and view the market research report. Click continue. And now here again, I want to show all of these. So now these are all of the contractors, right? So this is a nice list here. And I'm going to see, since it has more than fill. And what they used to do is this used to be available as an Excel file. Okay, it looks like it's copying everything, which is cool. I'm going to copy all this. And then I have my Excel file that I've opened up, and I'll just put this on a different tab, and I'll paste it. And like I did before, we're going to go ahead and insert a couple of columns there. We're going to grab the counties, and we're going to bring them down here. And sure enough, now you can see, we'll put ourselves here. Now again, you got it by, these are by SIC code, and you can see general contractor, single family homes. There's 141. You can see the bigger numbers down below. You can see the, so we'll put a little line here to show the total. You know, and then you see these different types of businesses here. And so this gives you the ability to go, okay, here's some little honeypots of opportunity for me. These are the business types that I might be interested in, and then how many leads there might be, and then of course Ada, being the largest county, has the largest number, and you can let's see. You can see I just froze the pane there. Yeah, you can see Ada County has the most. Bonneville, which is over in eastern Idaho, Canyon, which is adjacent to us. Blaine County has a few. Kootenai's up north. Nez Perce up north, and then of course Twin Falls is down there. So this creates a quick analysis of the number of potential leads you have by these types of businesses. Now I broken it down to the 4-letter SIC codes, and then of course if you wanted to actually buy leads, you could. I don't think that's necessary because there's other free ways of getting this information. But from a market research perspective, this is a quick way to get this type of information. So in closing, you've got the ability to create a list. You can, let's see, let's go back to this. Change criteria. You can also save your search. That was another option there. And you can go through any of these and change the criteria that you're interested in, so you can come up with a different list of leads. For market research purposes. Like I said, it used to be able to create an actual list for free that lacked all the contact information, but at least this is a nice way to be able to get your market research done. And I can help you, tomorrow or later tonight if you want to help you, isolate exactly who you're looking for. But this will at least kind of give you a little bit of a start. So hopefully you might find that helpful, and we can talk about more, man. Take care.